that Jesus has come to that fast-moving sidewalk that's going so fast that we're all completely dizzied and we're bruising one another and we're hurting one another and we're on top of one another, and that he's just going to reach in one hand at a time and pull us out. I think it's really important to say this one because I'm thinking in terms of Solomon. In 1 Kings 4, 29 through 31 on the Message, I'm going to put it on the screen so that you can see it. God gave Solomon wisdom, the deepest of understanding, the largest of hearts. There was nothing beyond him, nothing he couldn't handle. Solomon's wisdom was outclassed the vaunted wisdom of the wise men of the East, outshone the famous wisdom of Egypt. He was wiser than anyone. And you know what? No one turned out to be any more stupid. No one. No one. The end of his life says about him, and I'll not be able to take the time to read it, but so that you can look it up in 1 Kings 11, 4 through 8. 1 Kings 11, 4 through 8. He was unfaithful to the Lord, and he turned to other gods because the man did not know how to say no to himself. Let me tell you what we can't handle. None of us can handle such entitlement, such lack of discipline that we do not know how to say no to ourselves. Ecclesiastes 2 tells all about what he did. And it says that he wanted, in the Message, it says it this way in Ecclesiastes 2:3. I wanted to get a handle on anything useful we mortals might do during the years we spend on earth. And it says in Ecclesiastes 2:10 out of the NIV, I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. Ecclesiastes 2:10. Very end of it says, so I hated life. He became entitled, undisciplined, sloppy, and addicted. I'll tell you this, Nebuchadnezzar is a perfect example of it. I think about him all the time. I don't know if anybody else does, all the time, because he was like on top of the world. And he made the mistake of giving himself glory for the big kingdom he had built. And I mean, we think, oh, I'd never do that. Well, you know, Deuteronomy 8, verses 17 and 18 says, you better be careful to know that it is God who gives wealth, lest you think your own hand did this for you. Only Nebuchadnezzar did think that, and like overnight, he was eating grass out in the yard, and his hair had grown out like feathers, and his fingernails were like claws, and he had lost his ever-loving gourd. Because he thought he could handle the glory that belonged to God alone. We can handle so much more than we think. And we can handle slightly less than we think. And I'm going to tell you what we can't handle. We cannot handle our big egos. We can't. We can't. We can't handle territorialism. It will kill us. We cannot handle rivalry. It'll be slow death to us, and it will steal our joy. I'll tell you one story as we close, and I'll just give you this picture. And Keith and I were coming back from Africa, and we were connecting to our flight to the States at Heathrow Airport in London. And we had quite a ways to walk because we were going from one terminal all the way to the next. And as we were walking, we just wanted to, just feel the blood in our legs instead of taking the moving sidewalk. But it was beside us, and it was quite long. And there's two rails. I don't know when the last time it was that you saw one, but they're in almost every major airport. Anyone that has a real long corridor, you're going to see a moving sidewalk. It moves quickly, and you're going to see two rails on each side with like plexiglass like this. And we're walking beside it like this, and all of a sudden, somebody trips at the very end of the moving sidewalk. She's holding her little suitcase in front of her, and it got caught somehow at the end of it. And when it did, she toppled over it. And when she toppled over it, there was a pileup of people that you have never seen on a football field. You have never seen anything like it. It was the most amazing thing it was just like, Keith charges over there. Charges over there. And I live and breathe, I'm gonna have to take the microphone away from my mouth in order to show you what happened there. He goes over there and he begins with one hand per person, pulling people off of the thing like this. People are flying off the rail on the other side, landing safely. I'm like, he gets them all off. There's no more pileup. We walk in total silence all the way to the next plane. We get on the plane, we sit down. We're just like this. We're both staring forward, and he says, "Did you see that?" It was perfection. It was perfection. You know what, Chris? I just feel like God has come today to get us out of a pileup. I mean, we're just like piled up with all our baggage. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Some of your children are in that bag. I mean, it's just a madhouse. It's just a madhouse. And we're just in a pileup. We're in a pileup in this nation. We're in a pileup of all sorts of kinds. And I have the most wonderful feeling that Jesus has come to that fast-moving sidewalk that's going so fast that we're all completely dizzied and we're bruising one another and we're hurting one another and we're on top of one another, and that he's just going to reach in one hand at a time and pull us out.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.